Flying after 60? Unlock 14 hidden airport perks that seniors miss. Airlines love it when you act like a regular passenger. Pay full price, wait in the long lines, haul your bags, and never realize you've actually got a golden ticket in your back pocket. If you're 60 or older, there are 14 hidden airport perks designed to save you money, stress, and sometimes even get you VIP treatment. The catch? They won't tell you unless you ask. From secret boarding rights to seat upgrade loopholes, these are the things airlines quietly hope seniors never figure out. Stay with me until perk number 14, because it's the one that makes the whole airport experience feel completely different. Perk number 1, free wheelchair or ambulatory assistance. Most people think wheelchair service is only for travelers who physically can't walk, but that's not true. If you're 60 or older, you can request free wheelchair or ambulatory assistance, and airlines legally can't say no. Airports are basically obstacle courses disguised as buildings. You've got endless hallways, gates that feel like they're in another time zone, and escalators that always seem broken. If your legs get tired, if you're dragging heavy bags, or even if you just want to avoid the chaos, you qualify. Here's the insider move. When booking your ticket, request wheelchair assistance, or better yet say, ambulatory assistance if you can walk but need help with distances. That wording unlocks the real benefits. A staff member will escort you through security, often using a faster line, then take you straight to your gate, help with carry-ons, and even make sure you board the plane before first-class passengers. They'll guide you right to your seat so you don't have to navigate the madness alone. And here's the sneaky part. You don't have to use this perk for every flight. If you're feeling energetic on the way back, only request it for the outbound trip. Airlines don't promote this because it costs them money, but it's not optional for them. It's federally mandated, so if you're over 60 and airports feel more like marathons, this one perk can completely change how you travel. Perk number 2, TSA Senior Screening. If you're 75 or older, you automatically qualify for a lighter version of TSA screening, and you don't even have to apply for pre-check or pay that $78 fee. The TSA doesn't exactly shout about this, but the rule is simple. Seniors in this age group can keep their shoes and light jackets on during security checks. That may sound small, but anyone who's fumbled with shoes, belts, or coats in a crowded line knows how much easier this makes the process. Here's where it gets even better. If the line is long, you can politely mention your age to a TSA officer, and they often have the discretion to move you into a shorter line or give extra assistance. TSA actually prefers this because seniors usually move slower through the standard screening process. By giving you a streamlined option, it makes the whole checkpoint run smoother. The reason you rarely hear about it is because they don't want every passenger suddenly claiming to be over 75 just to skip the line. But if you are, this perk is yours. No application, no interview, no fee. Just a smoother, faster, less stressful airport experience. Perk number 3, hidden senior flight discounts. Airlines love to brag when they're giving you something free, unless it costs them money. That's why senior flight discounts are basically buried like treasure at the bottom of the ocean. Most major airlines still offer them, but you'll never see them online when you search for fares. Why? Because they'd rather you pay full price and keep quiet about the cheaper option. Here's the trick. You actually have to pick up the phone. American Airlines has a senior desk where passengers 65 and older can get lower fares, but you only get it if you call and specifically ask. United does the same on certain routes. Again, it's not advertised. You have to call. Even Southwest, which technically doesn't have a senior discount anymore, often releases deals on Tuesday afternoons that beat regular senior fares. But here's the real insider wording. Don't just call and ask, "Do you have senior discounts?" That's too vague. Instead, say, "I'd like to book a senior fare for a passenger 65 or older." That phrase unlocks the hidden pricing in their system. It's like having a secret password. The worst they can say is no, but a lot of the time, you'll shave a nice chunk off your ticket price. Money you can spend on a better seat, a good meal at the airport, or let's be honest, maybe a glass of wine to survive the flight. Perk number 4, priority boarding rights. Airlines treat boarding like a status parade. First the business travelers, then the people who paid extra for early access, then families with little kids. Seniors? You're often sitting there thinking, "Guess I'm just Group 7, squeezed between the guy with the guitar case and the family hauling half of Target. But here's the part they don't want you to know. You can actually request priority boarding, and you don't need any fancy membership or paperwork. All you have to do is tell the gate agent you'd like a little extra time to board due to mobility concerns. That's it. You don't have to exaggerate, and you definitely don't have to say you need a wheelchair if you don't. The magic phrase is, "I'd like to request pre-boarding assistance due to mobility needs." Say that, and suddenly you're walking on right after the families and before the entire stampede of Group 1 through 8. Airlines don't advertise this because, let's face it, if every senior asked for pre-boarding, their precious priority line would be longer than the regular one. But the rule is there, and staff can't deny you. And here's the kicker. If you combine this with wheelchair or ambulatory assistance, you basically get VIP treatment without paying a dime. Perk number 5, seat upgrade loopholes. Here's a secret. Gate agents are trained to say, "Sorry, we're full," the second you ask about upgrades. But seniors have a card up their sleeve most travelers never play. Comfort. If you're over 60 and those cramped economy seats feel like torture devices, you can politely mention age-related comfort needs at check-in or at the gate. Maybe you need to stretch your legs more often. Maybe you need an aisle seat for easier bathroom trips. Maybe your back can't handle a middle seat for 6 hours straight. You don't have to make up anything. Just be honest. When you frame it around comfort and mobility, you give the staff a reason to help that doesn't sound like, "Hey, give me free stuff." And here's the psychology hack. Gate agents deal with demanding, entitled passengers all day long. The one polite senior who explains their situation clearly? That's the person they're most likely to move to an aisle, swap into extra legroom, or even slip into premium economy if there's space. It doesn't work every time. But when it does, you just scored a bigger seat for free. And all because you asked the right way. Perk number 6, baggage fee waivers. Airlines make billions every year on baggage fees, and they're counting on you to just swipe your card without asking questions. But seniors actually have multiple ways to dodge those fees, and most people never realize it. If you're a veteran, for example, many airlines will waive baggage fees entirely, but only if you mention it or have your status added to your frequent flyer profile. Then there's medical gear. Items like CPAP machines, mobility aids, and even medication cooling bags don't count toward your regular baggage allowance. They have to be accepted for free, no matter how strict the airline is about weight or size. And here's where it gets sneaky. Medical equipment is defined much more broadly than you might think. If you're traveling with supplies tied to your health or prescriptions that need temperature control, that often qualifies too. Some airlines also extend baggage benefits to a travel companion, even if that person isn't a senior. So if you're flying with a spouse or friend, you could both be saving money without even realizing it. The airlines aren't going to tell you this at the counter, of course. They'd rather collect the $35 from every bag. But if you're polite, mention your age, and explain what you're checking, those fees can disappear faster than your patience in a TSA line. Perk number 7, hidden lounge access. Airport lounges are usually treated like some kind of secret club. You imagine they're only for first-class passengers or people with fancy credit cards. But here's the surprise. Seniors often qualify for lounge access without any of that, and airlines definitely don't want you to know it. If you're dealing with medical needs, need a quiet place to rest, or even just somewhere to take your medication away from the chaos, many airlines will provide complimentary lounge access if you ask. Flight delays are another golden ticket. Seniors are often given lounge vouchers or meal credits during cancellations or long waits, especially if you politely mention mobility or health considerations. And if you're a veteran, check carefully, because some programs even include lounge access as part of hidden military benefits. The trick is in how you ask. Don't demand lounge access. Instead, frame it like this. "I'm a senior traveler with medical considerations. Are there any accommodation options during my layover?" That phrasing opens the door for staff to offer solutions they'd normally keep quiet about. Sometimes that solution is a free meal voucher, sometimes it's a quiet rest area, and sometimes it's a lounge pass that makes the whole airport circus disappear. Perk number 8, prescription and medication exceptions. Most travelers panic at security if they've got anything liquid in their bag that's bigger than that tiny 3.4-ounce rule. But if it's medication, you're in a completely different category. And the TSA knows it. Seniors flying with prescriptions, liquid medications, cooling packs, or even medical gels are allowed to bring them through in quantities far beyond the normal limits. You just have to declare them at security. Here's where the perk gets better. Those medical bags and supplies don't count against your carry-on or checked baggage allowance. That means things like CPAP machines, insulin kits, or special medication coolers can be brought on free, even if you're already maxed out with luggage. The key is making it clear you're carrying medical items. Security officers are trained to wave those through, not charge you extra. The airlines never mention this because, well, it means fewer bag fees for them. But the reality is, if your health depends on it, they legally can't stop you. So instead of stressing about stuffing everything into a quart-sized bag, you can walk right through with what you actually need, hassle-free. Perk number 9, free airport buggy rides. You've seen them before, those little electric carts zipping through the terminal with a cheerful beep-beep while everyone else is trudging along like they're on mile 12 of a marathon. Most people assume those rides are only for people in wheelchairs or with very obvious mobility issues, but here's the truth. If you're a senior and you ask, you can usually hop on too. All you have to do is flag down an attendant or ask at the gate, and they'll arrange a ride to your terminal or baggage claim. It's completely free, it saves your legs, and it often gets you through the airport a lot faster than walking. The best part? You don't have to justify it with a doctor's note or anything official. Just explain you'd like transportation assistance, and staff are trained to provide it. Airports don't advertise this perk because, frankly, if everyone knew, those carts would be as busy as airport Starbucks. But if you're over 60 and you've got a long connection, heavy bags, or you just don't feel like adding airport hike to your step count, this is a simple way to save your energy for the flight. Perk number 10, discounted airport parking and shuttles. Here's a little secret airports never plaster on their websites. Many of them quietly offer senior discounts on parking and shuttle services. The catch? You usually have to dig for it or, better yet, just ask. Seniors 60 and up can sometimes get a reduced daily parking rate or discounted long-term parking if you're jetting off on vacation. And it doesn't stop with the parking lot. Some airport shuttle companies, the ones that run to and from the airport, also give senior rates, but they hide them deep in the fine print. They'd much rather you pay full fare, swipe your card, and never know you had options. The trick is simple. Don't assume the price you see online is the only one. When booking parking or transport, ask if they offer a senior rate. Even shaving off a few bucks a day adds up quickly, especially if your trip is more than a week long. That's extra cash for a nicer meal in the terminal, or maybe a celebratory drink when you land. Airports make their money by keeping quiet about these little discounts, but once you know to ask, it's like unlocking a hidden menu. Perk number 11, Senior Club Programs. If you've got an AARP or AAA membership sitting in your wallet, you might be holding more airport perks than you realize. These programs often have quiet partnerships with airlines and airports, but they don't exactly send you neon signs about it. Seniors can sometimes unlock discounts on baggage, access to certain lounges, or cheaper airport shuttle services just by showing their membership number. Here's the kicker. These perks aren't always listed in big, bold print. Sometimes they're buried under member travel benefits, or only come up if you specifically ask at the counter. A few airlines even partner with AARP to offer reduced fares when booking directly through the AARP travel portal, which most people never bother to check. The bottom line is simple. If you're already paying for AARP or AAA, don't let those perks gather dust. Bring it up when booking flights, arranging shuttles, or even checking bags. Half the time, staff won't volunteer the information, but once you flash that membership, suddenly doors start opening. Perk number 12, priority assistance lines. Ever notice those little side counters at ticketing or security that hardly anyone's using? They're not just for premium passengers. Seniors can often use them too. Many airports have what they call special assistance or priority lines, designed for travelers who need extra help. The catch is, unless you walk right up and ask, nobody's going to tell you they exist. If you're over 60 and the regular line looks like it's going to eat half your morning, you can politely ask if there's a priority assistance desk or line available. Staff are trained to direct seniors there, especially if you mention mobility or comfort concerns. It's not about cutting the line, it's about making sure you're not stuck standing for 45 minutes when there's a faster option already set up. Airports don't advertise this because, of course, if everyone knew, those lines would be backed up too. But once you realize they're there for you, it can save you time, stress, and maybe even keep you from missing that early morning flight. Perk number 13, free companion boarding help. Here's a perk most seniors don't even realize exists. If you request assistance at the airport, whether it's a wheelchair, ambulatory help, or just extra time boarding, your companion can often come with you. That means if you're traveling with a spouse, family member, or even a friend, they can usually escort you all the way to the gate and board alongside you. Airlines allow this because it's easier for staff if the person traveling with you is helping too. But unless you ask, they'll happily let your companion stand in the long line while you get ushered through. The magic is in the wording. When you make your request, simply say, "Will my companion be able to accompany me with boarding assistance?" 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. This turns what could have been a stressful separation at the gate into a smoother, calmer experience. And the airlines, they won't highlight it because, again, they don't want too many people catching on. But if you're traveling together, there's no reason you shouldn't both enjoy the benefit. Perk number 14, the magic sentence trick. This last one isn't really a perk. It's the master key that unlocks almost all of them. One simple sentence can open doors that airlines hope you never knock on. The wording is, "Hi, I'm over 65 and traveling today. I just wanted to check what senior accommodations might be available." That's it. No long explanation, no begging, no arguing. Just a calm, clear statement that tells staff 3 things at once. Your age, that you're flying today, and that you know there are accommodations available. This phrasing puts the responsibility on them to tell you what exists. It's polite, it's specific, and it gets results. Depending on who you ask, check-in staff, TSA, gate agents, or customer service, this one sentence can lead to wheelchair or buggy assistance, pre-boarding, better seat options, baggage help, even lounge access if you've got a delay. It's like a cheat code for the airport, and most seniors have no idea it exists. Airlines deal with pushy, demanding passengers all day long, so when a polite senior simply asks about available accommodations, they're far more likely to help. And the best part, you're not asking for something you don't qualify for. These perks exist for you. The airlines just prefer you never say the magic words.